Very, very first.
That we ever did?
Ever.
In the cab?
Yes.
How do I look? I was asking her.
Oh my God. Asking her. That's when they asked me to be more cockney, like that. Call blimey, Mary Poppins.
Chuck us the boob tape run. I can't get them to stay in.
Look at my shoes, are like Nana shoes.
What are you wearing?
I don't know.
We left Ibiza for this. Well, it's not much to look at, is it?
Yeah, but do you remember when we walked into the bit?
Surprise!
What's their problem?
It's like some flaming wake in here.
God, flaming wake.
Do you remember how uncomfortable that was? Because everyone had heard.
Well, no, because there'd been all these posters up everywhere and all these adverts,
Yeah.
and we were like...
It was massive
"Excuse
pressure,
me."
wasn't it?
Yeah, it was embarrassing.
And we were clinging to each other like little limpets.
and it was a long, like, 12-hour date in the Vic, and everyone was like, who are they?
It's such a weird dynamic,
Yeah.
that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Who put that on? Listen, show a bit of respect, will ya? It's a party, love.
Because they wanted us both to look Ibiza-y then, didn't they? And then we said, no, there should be one nutty one, one more...
Reserved.
Lego-y.
Who are you girls, anyway? Swanning in here, giving it large.
Ronnie Mitchell. That's my sister, Roxy.
Don't tell me there's more here.
You're damn right there is.
You want a reaction out of me? Well, it's not going to happen. I am not going to scrap with you. You are wasting your breath. Now just leave. What?
This was the 6-page scene.
The acting.
Do you remember how excited we were to do this scene? They weren't supposed to be bottles there, were
You
there?
smashed my
Your
head
face into the glass bottles.
into the glass bottles, and I started crying.
You did. And then you were
The
really
only time
embarrassed.
you've
You were
ever
like
seen
that.
me cry.
I don't know why I'm crying.
Don't you ever say that to me again. Do you understand me? Not ever.
Get over me! Yeah, you smashed my head. I didn't know I had a stunt double. I thought I was doing the stunt, and I went to you. Oh my God, there's a girl standing over there wearing exactly the same.
As opposed to when my stunt double came and it was that
With a
man.
man.
When I read that, thinking, oh, it's so lovely. She finally sees her at the tube
No,
station.
no, no.
She turns around and then we hear the distant sound of a car. It's like, this cannot be going where I think it's going.
Oh. By the way...
She doesn't run.
Yeah, why doesn't she run away from the car
Because
that's
she's
coming at her?
transfixed my beautiful
20,
face.
20 months go by and the car's coming towards her and she doesn't
Because
move.
she's looking at her mummy for the first time. I had this brilliant idea. I'd heard a fox in the middle of the night, but I thought that is the most distressing sound ever, because it's like high-pitched, and so I tried to replicate that.
She's dead! She's dead!
I was in my dressing room 500 miles away from where you were, and I was like, what's that?
There were loads of dogs and dolphins outside your room like that. That was so weird that she went so quickly, wasn't it? Because we had no idea it was coming.
Yeah. Didn't we say, does she have to die? And he was like, she has to be...
Miserable.
Tragic.
Miserable
heroine.
old bag.
I have sex, you have death.
Yeah, that's true. Tara.
I literally want to kill myself watching this.
Why? Just don't like the way it
It's
looks.
just, I look disgusting. I look... oh, my God.
Was there that much nakedness?
Are you really going commando?
Yes. What about you?
Stockings and cami knickers.
Speak.
All right. Sneak preview, OK?
Oh, God.
For partying later, what do you think?
It's all right.
You're going to
lovely.
watch basically like your
Oh my
mother
God,
having
look,
sex
it
now.
is like
No, I
watching a
can't
family
bear it.
member having. Can't watch you being sexy.
I can't. You just commentate for me. I am not watching it. Sorry, I can't bear it. I can't watch this. Don't you think it's more awkward to watch it back than to do it? Because when you do
it's
it,
a
stop
really
it. I don't
long
wanna hear-
time.
You just go for it when you do it, don't you?
You have to there. Oh, look at
Wait,
you. What are you doing?
It's all more. Hold on. Should we stop and discuss the day you had to make sex noises with, with you, Danielle's dad?
With the banging the head
we were like that. How did it go, Sam?
I studied a fox at that time, and it was like with me and Scott.
Yeah.
I know him so well. It was
Yeah.
like kissing my brother.
Yeah.
That was weird.
Whereas me and Scott only ever had sporadic kisses. So
You
it
had
was
that
always
raunchy
weird.
one in R&R where we like shoved you up against the wall. Do you
But
remember?
funnily enough, the director was going. I can't remember who it was. I'm waiting for something to happen.
Meaning what?
Because me and Scott were both so brotherly,
Awkward.
sisterly. We were like,
The older I get, the less I
No.
enjoy doing that stuff.
It's-
And the less I enjoy watching it.
I can't
So if
watch
it goes through a movie now and it's sexy and then they get to, I'm just
me
like,
too.
enough.
I
Switch it
know.
off.
But is that because of what we do?
No, I just think it's sometimes you just don't need
Have
to
we
go
turned
there.
into old prudies?
Oh, yes, and I hate it when people chew popcorn in the cinema.
I do not like to see girls with their midriff showing. It is not respectful. What are you doing? You waiting for Jack? Not long now.
Oh, my God.
You've been crying? Oh, Ronnie. Hormones. I hate them. I don't know whether to laugh or cry, do
You know what? Oh, that scene where I first found him, James, dead in the cot. Oh God, the silicone baby that they had, because it was lit so well. It was just. I remember driving home that night afterwards on Totteridge Lane, and I was like, you know, and you've been crying so much, your eyes are stinging, and all the headlights are coming towards you, and you're like, your vision's blurry, and your body just feels like you've actually been through something horrendous.
Yeah, well, it does.
Because
And
you don't
did
know.
for so long.
Oh.
It made you ill in the end. You had styes in your eyes.
I said a cold sore, do you remember? And I'd go home and stop at the chippy.
You were.
I'd be like, another sausage and batter, please.
It's James. What are you talking about?
It was so hard, all of that stuff. So hard. And going into the abduction, that was when it started to get really weird, like trippy. Like, you couldn't make it real. Because you were like, does that not feel like it's enough? Is it not enough plot-wise to lose the baby? You then had to then take it a step further.
Listen to me. You let me see him. How are you going to do that for me, aren't you? Yes? Good girl. OK? Just move out the way a minute, please.
Just
Remember all
felt-
controversy over...
All the papers,
You
all the
got
complaints.
it. You got it
They
again.
follow me everywhere. The two most controversial.
That's what I was told
the
about.
most complaints they ever had were my storylines.
Yeah.
Which you think nothing's changed
Yeah.
since school. I'm
Yeah.
still always the one in trouble. Nothing's changed. Where's the Ibiza girls? Do you remember the way it just suddenly became on like, oh, let's shake this square up.
We're going to
Dance- dancing with tequila.
I'm fine. It's just... I don't know. I don't know. It's just maybe it's the whole thing, the big day.
It's his cat, isn't it?
What? No.
She's done this deliberately, Alfie, you know, turning up late.
She literally swiped Alfie out of Kat's bed whilst Kat's bed was still warm.
And then they expected for the character to have
sympathy.
Except I think what it showed was that, like, this was the little girl wedding, the fantasy, the big dress. It wasn't like the Sean wedding that was sexy
Well, do you know
and all
what's
about...
funny is when we went through costume and they were like, we're thinking like a sexy dress. And I said, no.
No, this has to be her fantasy.
It has to be a fairy tale. She has to look vulnerable.
So that, to me, is how it worked.
You chose to be here today with me. And we just got married, Alfie. We just got married, didn't we? And it's a beautiful, wonderful thing. And we're about to spend the rest of our lives together.
I thought you were brilliant.
You know
in
what?
those
It's just a
episodes.
shame is Roxy and Alfie, I think would have been great together.
Yeah.
But I think we got together too soon. But anyway, it's a
I
shame
loved it
'cause-
anyway, and I prefer that dress to the other dress.
Tell me that you love me more than her.
I'm sorry.
I've been pregnant in both of mine. I've never looked good as a bride.
No, you haven't.
I didn't even know this lake existed.
It's called Connor Water.
Do you know it?
Yes.
It's not even like EastEnders. All of a sudden, we're in
Narnia.
We're in Narnia.
You want me, Sean? Yeah? Come and get me.
Everyone was out of their comfort zone. So everyone was dealing with... Do you remember how cold it was? Do you remember it was like -15? Do you remember that?
Yeah, because they were pouring buckets of ice-cold water
That we had
over
to
us. They couldn't use hot because it would steam.
Oh, that's
So the
right.
cold water poured
Freezed
over our heads.
At 2 in the morning.
It was awful.
And we had blue lips,
Blue
do you
lips,
remember?
yes,
And
and-
we've got that horrendous Polaroid of us literally
like,
like that.
ooh, like two amoebas.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Sean, take my hand.
Wait, it's going to be underwater! Who am I? Roxy!
Ronnie, no!
Do you remember when I ran to go to the pothole, you'd fallen through the ice? And I run over and I go... That was the James Bond set
Yeah,
with
yeah.
the tank. Do you remember, like, walking up the corridor and there were all the pictures of the movie stars that had been there and there was a
Keira
picture
Knightley.
of Keira Knightley, like...
Looking amazing.
like this, and then it just got to you.
There was a speaker system under the water.
Under the water that you could hear.
I had weights in my pockets. I had a man grabbing my ankle.
You hate being underwater.
I have panic attacks.
Paulinette was on the cans outside. OK, Rita, darling, you're not looking scared enough. Try and look scared. Try and look scared. OK, now, look left, Rita. Look, look right, Rita. OK, that's it. Come up. That was it.
Brilliant. You and Scott dragged me out of the water. I said something like, "Where's Sean?" But it came out like, "There's a burglar." Scott was staying for about a week going, "He's a burglar! He's a burglar!" I don't know what came out of my mouth.
Sean! Where is Sean?
It was officially our worst episode ever.
I agree.
Yeah.
Last time we did a live, we could hear in the cans of the cameramen.
Oh, yes, you could hear the music.
And we were like,
I don't remember Scott was busy telling everyone.
Oh, listen.
Listen, I've done a live before. So basically what you have to do is you just got to keep calm, everyone.
It's like right there, it'd be fine.
So,
Action.
And action.
You got a motive, Bradley, all right? He found out what's it. Look, she's carrying his kid, he knows about it.
It was a nightmare.
Yeah.
Why this? Why now?
I just found out something, OK? Something really unpleasant.
What? Oh, what now?
Why are you dressed like Vera Lynn?
He raped Stacey Slater. He raped her.
What an outfit for you to pick when I tell you my dad raped me as you look like Betty Boo.
And you're going to get the white spirit to wash off the paint because it's something to do with Archie.
Larry.
I know. He fitted in
He
so
epitomised
well.
a Mitchell to me.
Yeah, he did.
He was a proper It's like he had that charm and
Yeah.
that thing, but he was just
know-
misprogrammed. He had, like, you know, he was wrong.
And you know when certain people join and they just fit like
His
a
stuff
glove
with
straight
Barbara.
away. Yeah.
His stuff with I loved Barbara with
I
him.
know, so did I.
How can you be so sure?
Because he's done it before. To me.
Imagine the pressure of doing
was
this on a
horrific.
live.
I cried that
Why?
day. I was just beside myself with nerves.
With emotion.
I was just beside, before we started, we had like a whole pep talk and I just sat there going, I was just so nervous.
Do you remember Barbara? Oh my God, that's the best memory I've ever had. Do you remember when we had to go from one scene to another in the golf, on the golf buggy?
Because we had to get there quickly.
We had to get there quickly because we were in the next scene and we only had one scene in between to get there. And there was that poor man that was like the carpenter that stood and he saw the golf buggy coming towards him and Barbara was on the back holding with their little feet on the back. She went, get out of the way, it's live! And the guy like dove into it.
When we finished, if you remember, I said, thank God we never have to do that again. I can't believe we've got to do it again.
But so often the scenes you think you're the best in, you're the worst in.
Also, when you watch stuff years later, you always want to go back and redo them.
Yeah.
Because you always evolve, I think. Don't you?
You haven't evolved at all.
Character-wise.
You've got so much
I've got jowlier as well.
You've got smug.
Yeah.
And talentless.
Well,
that's what you are.
I learn everything from
old
you, darling.
And talentless.
I learned it all from the best, from the husband.